What's up, guys? We got the 2017 Coachman Classic here in Clearwater, Florida. We got a beautiful weekend, perfect weather, probably some of the best weather this tournament's had in a while. I'm going to be doing some of the commentary, Grant Britton, and I'm joined with the club president / TD of the tournament, Cameron Harbichuk.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we got we got a good featured card. We got a lot of high-level local pros, and then of course this man right here, Charlie Goodpasture, the two-time defending champion, going for his three-peat. He's been having a pretty good season on tour so far. So in a second here, we're gonna get some interviews from these players so you can get to know them, and then we'll get 24 holes of disc golf going.
Okay, what's your thoughts going into the first round?
I want to have as much fun as I can and avoid bogeys.
What's your thoughts going into round one?
Have fun, throw some shots, and bang some chains, baby. Happy to be back in Clearwater.
Awesome.
Miss you guys.
One question.
What's your thoughts going into round one?
Going around one, just trying to shoot double digits. Somewhere up at the top.
What's your thoughts going into round one?
Inside the circle putts.
Josh,
Okay.
what's your thoughts going into round one?
So I've got a good card. Getting to play with Aleskey Bubis. He's been on break for I think a couple years. So excited about that. Charlie's been on the road repping for Saul, so that's gonna be it's gonna be some good competition. Trey, Dustin, guys that were teammates on the war team with me.
Yeah, Josh Lambrick, one of the most lovable guys in our area. Really, really cool guy. That's a good card. Some good golfers.
Yeah, interesting thing about Aleskey is about a week before the tournament started, he called me and asked me if there was any spots left, and I was shocked to hear from him. I was hoping that we could get him in. I'm so glad to see him out here playing.
Yeah, not a man you can turn down. Very intimidating. All right, here we go. We got hole one. Probably the only throw that you get to unleash on. 377. A little bit uphill, but let's see what we got. Aleskey Bubis. I believe this is his Thunderbird.
So we were all sitting back at Tournament Central watching this disc fly, and just first throw in 2 years in a tournament, and he absolutely just parks it. It was unbelievable.
Wow. That's hard. That's a harder shot than it looks. Charlie probably ripping out a rival right there.
Yeah, it's interesting. Last year, Charlie started off roller for this tournament, throwing on hole one. It's interesting to see him take the air shot this year.
Here we got Trey Gleim. He's an up-and-coming. Fun fact about Trey is he played his first tournament with a PDGA number, and he averaged 1,009 golf. So that is going to be his first rating ever. So a lot of people work hard to get to that 4-digit number, and he gets to start out with it.
Dustin with a good shot, a little bit long left.
Jump putt in outside the circle. Josh's Team Millennium. He's not a big distance driver thrower. He has a lot of distance, but he likes to throw more controllable fairways, 7 to 10 speed discs. Just outside the circle, probably 50 feet. Decent bid.
So interesting fun fact about Charlie is I think out of the last 3 years, I think he's only taken 4 bogeys at this tournament, which is just...
It might even be less than that, Cam.
Yeah. Dustin's got probably about a 45, 50 foot jump put, a little bit long left of the basket.
These are tough putts. First hole. What time is it? It's about 9 a.m.
Yeah, we started the tournament at 9 o'clock right on the dot, so it's still a little early, still a little chilly. Feature card, got the videotapes on, might be a little bit of first round jitters for these guys.
But I will tell you this, Trey and Dustin, they can jam some putts from anywhere.
Yeah, and they can throw far too. Trey and Justin might be 2 of the farthest throwing players that I play with on a regular basis. Just straight power.
Yeah, Trey can throw overhands over 400 and forehands over 4, and Dustin's dominantly backhand powerful player.
Yeah. So Dustin's going to clean up his putt for par here on hole 1. And this layout's actually a modified layout than the original course. The original course is 18 holes. And actually we set up 6 additional holes across the street here. That way we can get 24 full holes per round, 3 rounds. So that way we can get maximum utilization out of the park.
And we are going to go to them right now. They follow hole 1.
Yep, so hole A, I pulled this one back a little bit this year to make it a little bit more difficult, bring those trees into play a little bit more. There's a Mando that keeps you from throwing the wide right route, as you can see there. So the route is really just like a hyzer flip or a forehand.
Very low ceiling too, and it creeps uphill. This is a very difficult shot. If you don't have a forehand, the backhand's tough play. You'll see some rollers here too. Charlie's been working on his forehand this year, and it's gotten a lot better. That looked like a good shot.
That's a beautiful shot. That's going to leave him short left, probably about 45 feet. Like we said earlier, Trey's just got unbelievable power. That standstill flick over the hill, and it gets him up pin high at least.
I know Trey forehands Bosses, Nuko S's, and Firebird, so not sure. I haven't seen that tie-dye one, or the tie-dye one from him. That's Dustin's Purple Destroyer. Josh is a primary backhand thrower. I don't know if he has a sidearm for get out of trouble shots, but very strong backhand. Aleskey laying up from about 150.
This upshot's tough because the green actually slopes right to left, and it doesn't look like that much on camera here. But considering that the rest of the course is at an entirely flat grade, it makes this upshot a little bit difficult. And you can see how Charlie kind of got a little left on that one too.
Yeah, these locals aren't used to these holes, so they don't have the upshots memorized like the original 18. So
yeah, that's right. We only have this this side of the course set up for about 3 days before the tournament. So these guys are getting fresh looks at this and trying to see what they can do.
Good effort from Josh right there, just a little bit high. Trey likes to putt with those daggers dead center.
Trey is one of the hardest putters that I think I've ever seen. He pulls that disc all the way down to almost his ankles and just rifles it straight at the basket.
And that's him slowing it down too, he says.
Nice putt by Aleskey. No rust after 2 years of rest.
I think he's played a total of 3 rounds in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think he said that this was his 3rd round. He came out earlier on Thursday for a practice round, and then he played this, and I think he had 1 round before that. So
we had 1 birdie from Trey, and the rest pars. Did Dustin tap out? Did he have a birdie? Is this the only mock X on the course?
this is actually, the baskets on this side of the course have actually been donated by myself and Ken Climo. So there's 2 mock X's over there.
Oh, we forgot to mention Ken Climo, yeah. This is the course that Ken Climo shot 23 under par back in, I think, 2011, maybe 10.
Yep,
but
2011.
2011. Yep. He started on hole 1. He missed the putt, and then birdied 23 straight holes. Unbelievable. That's Trey finds the first tree.
So with this hole, we had some storm damage with Hurricane Irma. As you see, Aleskey ripping out that nice hyzer around the right side. And you can see in these shots, there's a branch that's hanging just to the right of the players' heads. That actually blocked the original tee pad placement. So we had to move this one further to the left. And what that actually did, as you see Charlie getting up probably inside the circle, is it opened up this left side gap that Dustin's hitting right here. So it really made the hole a little bit more dynamic, gave the players a little bit better of a choice as far as which way they want to attack the
Yeah,
screen.
it's hard to get that righty hyzer to glide all the way left and penetrate far enough that low ceiling. It's a very technical shot. I like the change. Unfortunate roll by Josh. A little bit short of the line. He would have been parked to the basket.
So this is an interesting fact, of the 6 extra holes that we have back here, for the pros, this one was actually birdied the least.
That was a great upshot by Trey. Trusting that Firebird.
Good run there by Aleskey.
That's probably the hardest thing for me to come back to is putting. If I take a couple days off, usually driving stays there, but the putting, to get that touchback, it's pretty impressive from Aleskey.
Yeah, I think the one thing that Alexei's got going for him is his form is just very smooth. It's very methodical. So it's easy for him to fall right back into that.
If he works out a little bit more, I think he'd add a little bit more distance.
Oh, good run there by Dustin. Just a little bit short off the pole.
I wonder if that tree came up on his reach back. Charlie taking his meter off the fence and jamming the 2.
So I talked to Charlie before this tournament started and asked him what he thought was the best thing that he's changed over the last couple years here with his disc golf game. And he said by far his putting, that he's focused much more on his focus and his accuracy with his putting and devoted a much more time to that. And I think that's evident as you watch this round today. Everybody else cleans up their pars. Moving on to hole C.
Yeah, Charlie's played on some pretty high-level cards this year. I know he's had some great finishes in the National Tour or Disc Golf Pro Tour. And when you're playing with those guys, you start to understand that you have to cash in your putts.
Yep.
Circle putts.
So hole C here, we got 407 feet. There's 2 lanes. There's a left lane where you can throw like a hyzer flip turnover, and there's a right lane that's just straight power hyzer. So most of these guys are going to be throwing either really fast fairway drivers or some distance drivers. You see Charlie taking that right gap. And he's hit it pretty perfect. He's going to be a little short. Looks like he gets a late tree kick there. A lot of these guys are going to favor the right side of the fairway. Down the left-hand side, there's this creek with string line. And it creeps up pretty fast on you. So a lot of these guys are going to probably shade more towards that right-hand gap.
Yeah, definitely a bonus birdie right here. OB all around the basket.
Yeah, that's right. The OB is right behind the basket, probably only about 10 feet this year. In previous years, the basket's been a little bit further away, maybe closer to 20, 25. This year, we put the out of bounds a lot closer to kind of reward good putts and make people think twice about running it. Super smooth rip by Josh.
I know before Josh got on Team Millennium, he was a big beast thrower from Innova, and he liked the raids. Nothing too super fast, but very controllable.
This might be an AVR 3 from Trey. I know he loves to putt with those.
That's a Prodigy A2 that he picked up as a voucher at one of the tournaments we played in West Palm.
Wow.
That he loves. It's a great sidearm disc. The A2 is a very overstable disc.
You can see these guys taking a little bit loftier approach at that basket because that OB, like we said, is about 10 feet back. And Josh is actually going to be right on the line. Oh. No love from the Mach X for Aleskey.
That Mach X right side.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Charlie.
The always supportive Charlie Goodpasture, ladies and gentlemen. Probably one of the funnest guys to play a card with.
Yeah, and Dustin Rouse has that very dry humor.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, you don't know. Is he being serious?
No, yeah. Dustin's a good friend of both of ours, and that dry humor is very evident in just about everything that he does.
Dustin Riles is that guy at your local course that if you're playing if you're setting up doubles or $5 singles, you can't beat him. He is one of the best local golfers in the area, and it's good to see his tournament golf evolving. He struggled in the past. He's matured a lot, and he's knocking in those putts and he's driving them straight down the middle. And another good thing about Dustin Riles is he was actually involved in one of those Discmania combines, and he came back. He came out of that as the winner. He led the points out of all the players, so it's good to see him come back with that trophy.
So here we are on hole D. We pulled this one back in between these 2 trees. This one used to be about 260 feet. Now it's in at 310. And as you can see, that left side gap, that's actually a new gap to take.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Those bushes over there on the left are something that used to be there to block that left gap. Now they're cut down. So it gives the players even more opportunity to attack this basket. The only real trouble on this hole is the OB long. It's about 10 or 12 feet behind the basket. Dustin just laces that shot.
That's probably his MD2 or MD3.
Yeah, he likes throwing those E-line
yeah.
MD3s. He says it reminds him a lot of the Casey Pro Rock.
It replaces Rock, actually. He's trying his hardest to go all Discmania. He's got a goal set in mind, and I think he'd be a great player to represent that company.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just a good guy, great player, represents the sport well.
Aleskey, big jump putt, the Mid Pro AVR.
These guys are actually putting on Ken Klein. Ooh, nice putt by Charlie for 2. Nice little 38-foot jump putt.
As he
for Charlie.
walks it in.
That's actually Ken Climo's World Championship basket from Pittsburgh Worlds. So thank you to Ken Climo for letting us use that basket. Great putt by
Wow.
Trey. Getting a little left side love. Dustin parked for Dustin. Great shot, Dustin.
There we go. Now we're heating up.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see the pro card come in and everybody's in double digits. You know, Coachman it's not an easy course, but it's also not a difficult course. It's all par threes, and it's definitely a course that you can wake up in the morning and come attack with double digits in mind. And I think that's what all these guys are aiming for.
Yeah, it's very fair. There's a fair gap on every hole, and you know, everybody's playing the same hole.
Yep.
Nothing gimmicky. Very fair course.
Yep. So now we're moving on to hole E. This one stayed pretty much the same from last year. We did bring the OB lines a little bit closer towards the basket. So now you got more of a depthy putt. There's a Mando on the right side to keep these players throwing straight down this fairway here. Charlie's probably throwing, I would guess, a ghost on this.
Either a ghost or one of his putters.
Yep. Highs are out a little early. He'll have a good upshot from there.
Trey just chucking over that Firebird. Loving
That's incredible.
that hit basket. I think I heard some noise. Charlie said it hit basket. Give him $1.
I'm kind of surprised watching all these guys throw forehand. When we designed this hole, the idea wasn't for people to be throwing forehands, rather that sort of hyzer flip turnover that Aleskey's going to throw right here.
I think the forehand, if you have it, it just plays so much more predictable with that low ceiling. And, you know, skipping off right's not the worst thing in the world. The OB's not, or the Mando's not too close to the basket, so you shouldn't have problems. Highs are not too early.
Yeah, the Mando's just there for safety, so that way we don't have people throwing big shots over the sidewalk and over the road right there.
That looked like a good shot from Josh. Putt.
Boy, these Aleskey jump putts are just on fire already today.
Yeah,
Great putt.
Yeah, that's what he does. I played around with Aleskey in Ocala a couple years ago, probably one of his last tournaments before he took his break, and I think he had 8 outside the circle putts. Another one from Charlie.
Yep, there's that improved putting game. Great putt, Charlie.
Yeah, these bonus holes, if you could sneak 2 or 3 out, because like Cam said, the original 18 is pretty much deuce or die with this pro field, and if you can come out of these a couple under, it's going to build some confidence going into that original 18. You can see the trees moving. It's looking maybe 10, 15 mile per hour wind.
Yeah, you know, it was really surprising this weekend. You know, we woke up on Saturday and we weren't really expecting that weather to be that much of a factor, as you see Josh chain out high left. But we tee off, the wind was probably kicking almost closer to 20, 25 miles an hour. So it'll be interesting to see these players navigate the conditions.
Some good forehand tap-ins right there.
Yeah. So it looks like everybody's going to get the birdie but Josh. He's going to pitch in this par putt.
Shout out to Josh. He has actually a second baby on the way.
Yeah, that's right. Congrats, Josh.
And it's confirmed it's going to be a girl, so he's going to have the boy-girl combo.
Oh boy, that's going to be a scary mixed doubles team in about 15, 16 years. So, all right, we move on to hole F, 301 feet. For right-handed players, this is going to be either a forehand or a long turnover, like Charlie's going to show you right here.
I think we pushed this one back, right? It was about 270 last year.
Yep, last year it was about 270. It was in that first patch of trees, right about where Charlie just landed. This year we moved it back about 30 feet. All the sidewalks do play OB on and beyond, so it brings those sidewalks into play a little bit more, kind of makes guys think about their shots a little bit more instead of just throwing something out there.
Trey was coming in so nice and then just stayed up a little bit too long to hit that low ceiling coming in. He'll have about a circle's edge putt. Dustin turning it over a little too early. Aleskey, that's getting a little high on him. All right, we're going to have some putts coming up.
What the video shows a little bit, but probably not enough on this hole, is that it's always a headwind no matter what. And with the wind whipping as bad as it is today, throwing that nice controlled turnover shot into this small gap is pretty difficult, but Josh just laces it.
There we go.
Great shot. He's going to be about 25 feet pin high left.
Only one sidearm, pretty surprising.
A layup from Aleskey.
Dustin from about, what would you say, 65?
Yeah, that patch of trees there is probably about 60 feet away from the basket.
OB about 15 feet behind it in that sidewalk. Let's see if he runs it.
I don't don't think layup is in Dustin's vocabulary. Great putt, Dustin. Dustin's a very smart, aggressive player. He knows when to put the gas pedal down and be aggressive, and I don't think he was thinking about laying that up at all.
Yeah,
shout out to Dustin's caddy, Allie, there. As we get the reverse angle shot on this.
Yeah, reverse angle.
Nice, right in the middle. Trey's another guy that doesn't lay up.
Yeah, Trey. Yeah, he doesn't know what a layup is.
Yeah.
He actually owns a shirt that says "Layups are for basketball," and it has a disc golf basket on it. And he's the right one to wear that shirt. Here you go, Josh, for 2, about the circle's edge.
Oh man, another one off the chains for Josh.
He's sitting everywhere but the middle. That's the hardest part, is when you're playing and you feel like you're making good shots and you're hitting basket every putt or chains, and the score doesn't look good, but your game feels good. We'll see if Josh gets it together.
Yeah, Josh is a good player. He's been playing the game for a long time. He can turn it on at a moment's notice. So I expect him within the next couple holes here to start finding his putting stroke and start hitting center pole.
All right, here we go. They're gonna have about a quarter-mile walk, and we're gonna get back on the original course. We're gonna go to hole 2 right here, 282. Some trees came down from the hurricane, so that mid-range gap has opened up a lot. Or you have the wide, low sidearm skip in there. Dustin's gonna go that MD2 or 3 again. Is that a 3 or 2?
Yeah, he throws MD3s.
MD3, okay.
Yeah, he throws his P-line MD3s for turnovers, and then he throws C-line MD4 for overstable shots.
And this is 100% a beat-up ghost.
And that is 100% on the line.
Good, you're
Go
home.
in. Oh, wow. That's just incredible.
Here
Yes.
you go.
I mean, that's just about as perfect as you can throw this hole.
Yeah, it's almost frustrating playing with Charlie in the sense of he doesn't know how to miss lines. You know, it sounds cliche saying he throws pure lines and that's his company, but he
does. He's got to be one of the most consistent backhand players probably in the game today. He just hits his line every single time.
And I feel like, Charlie throws far. He's got definitely 500 feet of power in him, but I feel like his mid ranges go a good 380.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flat ground. It's unbelievable. He has good technique to get the proper spin on those mids and get them to fly a long way. It's a little bit turned over. It looks like he got sneaky. And yeah, another one of those circle's edge putts for Josh.
Another jump putt from Aleskey. Just a little bit short, but he'll take that from
Yeah,
par.
after this hole, these guys are looking to hit a little birdie stretch. Some short holes coming up.
Another left side chain out for Josh. There's Trey, the 100-mile-an-hour putt.
Yeah, I know he's got a really unorthodox putt, but it's very consistent, and he maintains a good line coming forward.
Wow!
And we actually rotated these baskets out a couple weeks prior to this tournament. We were originally had the really old Mach 3s, right?
Yeah, from 1990 when they were originally stalled at Cliff Stevens.
Yeah, and these ones are the old baskets at Cliff Stevens,
Yep.
and we just got brand new. What were they?
Innova Disc Catcher Pro 28s at Cliff Stevens. So we moved these chain stars from Cliff. They've been there for probably about 13 years. And we moved those over to here because the baskets that were here weren't catching well. But apparently these aren't catching too well either. But I'm sure these guys will start warming it up a little bit and start finding center pole where it always goes in.
All right, we got a couple 4 under pars, a 3 under, 2 under, and an even. Hole 3, very basic, probably one of the easier holes on the course. Just a little putter mid-range to the right side over that little bush sticking up. Oh, wow. Charlie is probably 9 out of 10 on this hole, and unfortunately had the one miss. As Trey throws his, I think, P3X right down the middle. Surprised Trey didn't go sidearm. There's wide open sidearm on the left side.
Yeah, for a lot of these guys, they've almost got this one written in stone. It's a pretty easy hole, like you were saying, Grant. Basically, if you can get over that small palmetto bush, that puts you in the circle. And I don't know what it is about this basket, but it catches more aces and more putts than I think I've ever seen. So we'll see if we can get that good juju going for some of these long jump putts these guys are going to have.
And this might be, so far, the worst set of drives I've ever seen on this hole.
Yeah.
There we go.
Josh took the hat off, and now the game is on.
Yeah, there we go. You can't.
Money.
Yeah,
Not gonna miss that putt. Great shot, buddy.
that's all you need sometimes. Just that one tap into to get things started,
Yep.
especially on a course like this.
Charlie with the quick throw up. He'll tap that in for par.
I would bet that Charlie goes 2 down on this hole for the rest of the weekend.
Absolutely. Dustin looks like he's got a little unfortunate lie behind this palm tree here. He's pin high, but he's probably about 35, maybe 40 feet to the right of the basket.
Do you guys think it's outside?
Asking if it's outside. Everybody's agreeing.
Oh yeah, so he can follow his foot forwards as he tries to penetrate that palmetto.
Dustin's got a really hard spin putt, so I'd be surprised not to see him draw metal here. Ooh, just low. Good shot, though.
Aleskey from about 38, 40.
Just high.
Wow.
Sit. There is OB behind this basket, right behind those legacy banners, so good putt by Trey for 2.
There we go. Trey is heating up.
Yep.
He's quietly putting a good start of the round together. I think that put him in the lead.
Oh, Alexi. Just short. Maybe we jinx this basket a little bit. Alexi's going to pitch in for par, or for bogey, excuse me. I'm sure he's not too happy about that
Not
one.
what you want on hole 3. But Aleskey is a seasoned professional, and he is going to shake that off.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alexi's one of the, all these guys that are on this card, I don't want to single out Alexi, but most of the guys that are on, or all the guys that are on this card, are all some of the nicest guys that you'll ever play disc golf with.
Yeah, it's a fun card. I'm sure they'll start warming up after the first 10 holes.
Yeah.
Talking and having a good time.
Yeah, this event is unique. You know, these guys are going to play 48 holes in a span of about 10 hours, so there's plenty of golf left. Even having a slow 9-hole start, you should be able to heat it up at some point and catch back up. Is that A2 again?
That's that blue A2, yeah.
Man, that thing is stable.
You know, we were walking out of the tournament, and he had about $15 in vouchers left. He's like, "There's nothing I want." And I think I remember grabbing that A2. I'm like, "Oh, you'll like this on a sidearm." He's like, "All right, give it to me." And now it's a staple. Josh, there we go. Now we're stringing them together. Yeah, simple little, turnover here. You can take a wide flick or a flick down the middle. Very common to see these backhand turnovers with putters.
Yeah, the gap has opened up this year. Hurricane Irma came through. You can see those stumps that are painted orange there. This hole used to be a little bit more difficult, but still probably one of the easier holes on this course.
Charlie taking an unfortunate kick at the end to the left. Alexi.
Interesting shot by Alexi. Right foot forward, sort of upside down. Tomahawk to slide on the ground. Got up there pretty nice. Charlie, money.
And he has been deadly from that 30 to 40 foot range. That might have been just inside, but great putt.
Oh, no.
Ah, man. How unfortunate.
Oh, man. Charlie turned the basket off for the rest of these guys. Oh, my. Charlie definitely turned the basket off for the rest of these guys. That's just unexplainable. You've got 4 of the best players in the state of Florida. They all hit metal from within side 25 feet, and none of them stick.
Some of the putts were a little off, but a couple of those had strong potential to stay in. I wish we would have had a spin back of all those putts. Wow.
That's rough. But like we were saying before, 48 holes in the first day, 24 holes in the second day. There's plenty of golf left. I'm sure these guys will be able to move on and recover.
I think Josh had the worst spin out of all.
Yeah, that was dead
low
center.
in center.
Maybe just a little too hard.
All right, 1 birdie on hole 4. Very uncommon, but that's what happens when the baskets don't want to catch them. And here we go. We got hole 5, 331. One of the tighter holes on the course. Pretty open in the beginning, and then you got all the group of trees that you got to pick a gap and try and hit it clean. As you see, Charlie hyzering out a little bit early. There is a sidearm gap if you push it left enough. That looks.
If you throw as hard as Trey does from a standstill, there's a sidearm gap pretty much on every hole. It's really inhuman.
That is true. You got Josh taking the more traditional right side flip up. Very nice. That should have him circle's edge. Dustin going back to that MD3, the Eagle McMahon edition.
Yeah, he's doing the C line one. This is a little bit more overstable than his P lines.
In this hole, you do have a very high ceiling, so you can take the mid range and throw it up in the air a little bit higher and let it glide all the way down there.
Yeah, most of these guys are going to be throwing mids.
Oh man, that looked good.
Maybe the occasional fairway driver, but this is well within range for the mid range for most of these guys. He takes his putt from about 60, just short.
Yeah, this one you got all that. You can see all that sand by the basket, so you can give it a good run and not worry about it roll away. Dustin looking like a 45-foot putt. Oh yeah, beautiful.
Just straight in.
That's what he does. He's the type of putter where you putt so hard and straight that you know out of his hand it's in. Yeah, Josh is a very lofty putter, so free putting is very rare from Josh. And Aleskey.
Ooh, Aleskey, the trick shot over the bushes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's going to clean up some of those bogeys right there.
Nice. Aleskey showing off that jump putt pretty early today. And that's the downside of Trey's putting. He misses wide, and it goes past the basket in a really good way. But let's see if we can make this comeback. Dead center, no doubt about it.
There's Trey repping the Team Tampa shirt. We have a fun little event in Florida where all the clubs get together and you try and qualify your top 10 players, and then we meet at one location and play some 9-hole match play. And fortunately, Team Tampa's brought it home 3 years in a row.
Yeah, we've got some good golfers here in the Tampa Bay area. You know, Charlie's obviously from here. Kenny's from here.
Calvin Heimberg.
A lot of really top-level pros that play here.
And then we have some, quieter 1,000-rated golfers. Daniel Rendow.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we'll see him a little
David
bit later.
Eilers.
Shout out to Dave Eilers. Great shot by Dustin. That is a rock stamp P2 from Dustin.
Oh, he loves that. I think it's D-line, too. He just super straight. Good shot from Aleskey. That should give him a putt. Charlie going back to that. I don't know. What's his putter? Is it a
I think he throws
clutch?
clutch.
Clutch, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Parked. Charlie parked.
I think that's Trey's beat up P3. Very nice.
Parked for everybody.
Josh going to one of his Millennium putters. That looks like premium plastic.
Probably an Omega Big B.
Get up there. A little short. You should have a circle's edge putt.
There we go, Josh.
I'm gonna come out with a sledgehammer tonight and smash that.
Yeah, this course does not, and I'm sure all of these guys can say the same, but
Aleskey off the top.
But this course doesn't show Josh's full game. He is a very good long distance accurate thrower, and
he's got one of the smoothest forms too. It's very methodical. It's very quick. It's very short. He gets the disc out of his hand really quick and gets it on line, and it just flies amazing every time. Aleskey's gonna clean up his par there.
yeah, Aleskey, he's a full-time tennis coach, so he was a really good tennis player back in his day. When Aleskey was well known for disc golf around 2000, I think 5.
Yeah, I think he was PDGA Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year. I know he won one of the Super Tour events. A fun fact about Aleskey, he's ace. I don't know if you ever played Cliff Stevens Park, but he has ace the famous hole 16 straight across the water. I guess that's all we have for the front 9.
Front 12.
Front 12, that went by quick. So, yeah, we got some good golf. They're starting to heat up. Yeah, we'll catch you guys on the back 9. Thanks for hanging out with us.